Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
The push to protect abortion rights comes to a head in Michigan. 2 new lawsuits filed today in a move to ensure nothing changes if Roe versus Wade is overturned. The lawsuits were filed by Governor Whitmer and Planned Parenthood of Michigan.
Those lawsuits are asking the court to recognize abortion as a human right under the Constitution. Paula Tutman in now to help explain what all of this entails. These are some kind of maneuvers, Paula.
Governor Whitmer files a lawsuit today, she says, to preemptively fight against a sea change in which states with Republican-led legislatures are repealing and rolling back abortion health rights for women.
What we expect our Michigan Supreme Court to do is to acknowledge that under the Due Process Clause and under the Equal Protection Clause, Michigan women have the right to privacy, the right to bodily autonomy.
The ACLU, in a 1-2 punch, filed a separate lawsuit.
We're also asking the court to affirmatively declare that there is a right to abortion under our state constitution that is separate and apart from the right to abortion under the federal constitution, which we have been living under since Roe v. Wade was decided.
Punch 3 comes from 6 powerful prosecutors across the state, as well as the Attorney General, who vow as long as they are in office, they will not prosecute women who choose abortion or the care providers who assist them.
What I will do for my constituents in Wayne County, I will not criminalize a woman's right to choose, and I will not criminalize a woman's reproductive right.
Genevieve Marnan, the legislative director for Right to Life Michigan, says today is also a day to renew the RTL commitment to repealing abortion rights, including for those women who are victims of rape or incest.
I think about it as a life of an unborn child. It's a human right to exist, and that right is being stripped from 95 babies today in the state of Michigan. 95 babies will die in abortions today in the state of Michigan, 95 tomorrow and 95 yesterday.
As far as the argument that women should carry to term and surrender their infants for adoption, Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy, who's adopted 3 daughters, says this.
At any given time in the state of Michigan, there are over 14,000 children in the Michigan foster care and adoptive system that need homes. And I would have a lot more respect for what's going on if, in fact, some of these people that are against a woman's right to choose would take some of these children into their homes. And maybe there are a few that have done that, but 14,000 children in Michigan's foster care and adoption system that need homes. So again, I put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah, Prosecutor Worthy, again, is one of those prosecutors saying that should Roe v. Wade be repealed, she will not prosecute, as well as the Attorney General saying the same thing, and they actually hope other prosecutors will join them. Devin?
Absolutely fascinating. These maneuvers being done. We'll continue to follow it. All right, Paula. Kim.
History in the making today on Capitol Hill as the Senate voted to confirm Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the U.S. Supreme Court. 3 Republicans voted in her favor, assuring Judge Jackson will be the first black woman to serve on the nation's highest court. Alice Barr is in Washington tonight with the latest.
Good evening. This is a key victory for the White House at a time when it's looking for something to celebrate. And it is a bipartisan confirmation that sets a new standard of representation on the Supreme Court.
And this nomination is confirmed.
A historic vote today in the Senate, cementing Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson as the first black woman justice on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Judge Jackson will go down in history as an American giant upon whose shoulders others will stand tall.
The nation's first black woman vice president presiding, though no need for her to cast a tie-breaking vote, with 3 Republican senators joining all Democrats to back the nominee.
I became convinced that she's within the mainstream. She's also highly qualified, intelligent, a capable person.
President Biden watching the vote with Judge Jackson, who the White House says
Demonstrated how qualified she was, and the reward for that is a bipartisan vote today.
But the overwhelming majority of Republicans oppose the judge's nomination.
I see hallmarks of judicial activism in Judge Jackson's record.
Several accusing her of being soft on crime and at times contentious confirmation hearings. There were also nods to the history and emotion of this moment.
I see my ancestors and yours.
Judge Jackson said she hoped to send a message
about the progress that we've made in this country.
One ringing loudly today for Black women activists and the next generation.
The courts can look like them, and that the decision makers can look like them.
As a decision in the U.S. Senate breaks new ground for this country. President Biden and Judge Jackson will address the nation tomorrow from the White House. The judge will be sworn into the High Court when Justice Stephen Breyer retires this summer. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Hey, Alice, thank you. And Ketanji Brown Jackson's appointment will not affect the current 6-3 conservative balance on the Supreme Court.
Detroit police officers being held on $750,000 bond after being charged with sexual assault of a minor. Michael Carson, 20-year veteran of the force, facing a number of charges in this case. Megan Woods following what are some very disturbing allegations, Megan.
Very disturbing, happening right now here at Detroit Police Department's headquarters. The Board of Police Commissioners are meeting to figure out how they want to move forward and take action when it comes to these allegations. Now take a listen. We break down the timeline of events leading up to today. Officer Michael Anthony Carson was in Detroit Police Department's Abandoned Vehicle Task Force. On March 30th, West Bloomfield Police alerted the Professional Standards Bureau that there was an open criminal sexual conduct investigation involving Officer Carson. That same day, the Detroit Police Department suspended Officer Carson with pay. Now, Chief James White is recommending Police Officer Michael Carson is put on administrative leave without pay, but with medical benefits pending the outcome of this case. The recommendation aligns with the City and Police Officers Association procedures. And now we wait to see the decision made after this meeting. Again, these are just allegations, and Carson is set to be back in court on Monday. Live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Yeah. All right, Megan.
Deliberations in the trial for the 4 men charged with plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer has stretched on into its 4th day.
Been relatively quiet when it comes to questions for the judge today. Sean Lay's been following this all week long. He's still in Grand Rapids here as we await this verdict. Sean, have they gone home for the day yet?
There's been some activity in the last 5 minutes. A jury went into the courtroom with the judge and attorneys. They asked to go home, but before they asked, they had a request. They wanted to see the pennies. We're talking about pennies, the change, that were wrapped around a large firework as some sort of improvised explosive device. They want to see that evidence, and they want to see it tomorrow. The judge said absolutely they will get that for them as they'll start day 5 of deliberations. In fact, we have more on the pennies and that firework-style bomb and the charge it's related to. Take a look. The jury must consider 10 different charges in this complex case. Adam Fox is charged with kidnapping conspiracy and conspiracy to use a weapon of mass destruction. That would be a makeshift bomb the group allegedly wanted to use to blow up a bridge near Governor Whitmer's summer home. Barry Croft is charged with the kidnapping conspiracy, the conspiracy to use a weapon of mass destruction, and possession of an unregistered destructive device. That would be a firework with pennies taped to it to act as shrapnel. Daniel Harris is charged with the kidnapping conspiracy, the conspiracy to use a weapon of mass destruction, the possession of an unregistered destructive device, the firework, and possession of an unregistered short barrel rifle. Brandon Caserta only faces one charge, the kidnapping conspiracy. Back here live, I just asked the attorney for Barry Croft, one of the defendants, for his reaction to the jury's request. He says he's absolutely pleased that they're asking to see this type of evidence. He says his client, Barry Croft, is very hopeful that they want to see this evidence. Also, they're very hopeful that the jury is being this deliberate going into day 5. Much more coming up at 6 o'clock.
Day 5, almost a week's worth of work so far on this case. All right, Sean. Right. Now, to the weather. It was nice to see the sun today. That's what that was.
Yeah, we missed seeing it for so long we forgot what it looked like. Now, though, some spots are seeing rain, so let's get over Andrew as we head closer to opening day. Hi, Andrew.
Hey there, Kimberly and Devin, and you're right. That sunshine this morning certainly looked and felt nice, but now it is certainly cloudier and a bit wetter in spots. Not as widespread as yesterday, but there are some sprinkles and light showers that are out there. You can even see that right here in downtown Detroit. From Detroit over to Melvindale and Ecorse, and more scattered showers are in the forecast for this evening. So don't be surprised by a little wetness out there. Emphasis on the word little, but you always want to be careful when traveling, driving, or walking through any wet spots. We're looking at 48 degrees currently, a little breezy out there with winds at around 21 miles per hour, and visibility is looking good. Will these showers last all night? No, they won't. Many of them will start to slowly come to an end, especially after 8 p.m. as temperatures go into the 40s. But it does get chillier overnight, and more showers are possible for tomorrow. We'll talk about that and how it may affect the Tigers home opener in minutes.
All right, Andrew, so we're off and running on a busy Thursday.
Let's check in with Jamie.
The Tigers have come north, getting a little workout in before opening day. Hear from the team on their expectations for tomorrow, coming up on Local 4.
We got Drone 4 over Madison Heights this afternoon. The big question, what's down the hole? Visible from I-75.
The ultimate goal is to prevent what we saw in 2014.
Yeah, 2014, the massive floods at 75 and 696. Coming up, we'll take you into the big dig.
But first, we have a major announcement about this year's Ford fireworks, and we're pretty certain you're going to like it. We'll have the big news coming up next.